Hello, everyone, and welcome to Jupiter Retrograde. That's retrograde for you. It's Mercury Retrograde right now, but we're doing Jupiter Retrograde Abundance Feng Shui. And today we're going to talk about this retrograde. Mercury Retrograde in 2023 ends on September 15th. And Jupiter Retrograde is here now and doesn't end until the end of the year, literally the day before the year ends, December 30th. Unlike any other retrograde, this one almost has 100% sterling reputation. There's almost no negativity surrounding Jupiter retrograde, and it's quite the opposite. Jupiter itself is a planet that's thought to resonate with good fortune. It's called a benefic. It's a bringer of good, a bringer of expansion. And wherever it's moving through your astrological chart is the place where your life is meant to expand in positive ways. And because Jupiter in general this year is in the sign of Taurus, it is a time of expanding abundance and sensory richness and pleasure and greatness. And when Jupiter goes retrograde, this energy doesn't go away. In fact, it amplifies because it becomes more personal. So this is the next 4 months from now till the end of the year is all about turning your attention inward and asking yourself, how can I multiply all of the joy in my life, all of the abundance in my life, all of the deep pleasure in my life in all ways, however that resonates for you. So this is super exciting. And I love all these questions. This is so much of what this feng shui is based on. And the first thing we're going to talk about is investing in yourself and your happiness. And investing in yourself can mean a lot of things. Investing first and foremost, your energy. Where you focus, things will grow. And that is one of the big premises of all change making. When you change your focus, things change. And so if what you focus on will grow, and I have seen that to be the case, and probably you have too, what are you focusing your heart, soul, mind, energy, attention, action upon? Is it the news? Is it fear and worry? Is it exciting things that you're creating? Is it a big goal that you have that you can't wait to achieve? What are you focusing on? Where is your time going? Where is your energy going? So one of the first things you can do during this retrograde to make a great big upgrade is to just cancel out of your life all the influences that are not positive. And it's not about a judgment of this is bad and this is good. It's, I have a goal. So set a goal or 2 or 3. We're going to talk about goals in a little bit. Set a goal and then ask yourself if all the big ways you're spending your time are contributing to that goal or taking you far away from that goal. That's big stuff. This can be a game changer. So take away, declutter from your life all of those things that are distracting, all those things that are pulling your attention. And now ask yourself, when we talk about investing in yourself and your happiness, how do you talk to yourself and how do you talk about yourself? For the last, well, I should say 2 months ago, I was really in a crisis. When Bob died, everything leading up to it, my little baby dog, everything leading up to it was so harrowing and unbelievable. And I barely slept for months, and I sleep 9 hours a night. I mean, everything was upside down. And I found myself just like, what is happening? One of the first things I did was to stop myself, because for about a week, I would talk about what a disaster, what a mess things were, how everything was upside down, how I had to turn everything around, how was I going to live, like all this stuff that was coming out of my mouth. And fine, I needed to vent it for a minute, but enough was enough. I had to turn around how I was speaking about myself and about the state of my life in order to be able to change it. I know that there's a common belief that if you kind of beat yourself up or criticize something enough, that it will somehow motivate you to change it. It'll somehow motivate you to take some sort of action. But I found it to be the opposite. When people hate their home, it becomes really difficult to change it. When people hate their life or are so negative about aspects of themselves, it becomes extremely hard to make changes. So even just changing the words that you use to describe yourself. How many of you use words to describe yourself casually, like I'm such a mess, everything is upside down? How many of you do that? And it's innocent. It's not bad. It's not something I'm judging anyone for. I'm just giving you another lens to look through, to think maybe if I change that, I'll start to feel different about what it is that I am focusing my energy on. And from there, you can usually make much bigger strides forward. Another big part of this, and one of the biggest in terms of investing in yourself and your happiness, is investing in your skills and talents. How many of you have a skill or a talent and actually practice it? You practice the piano, you practice your astrology readings that are a passion project. You practice a passion that you have absolutely no intention of ever doing professionally, or you practice your professional skills. Maybe you practice something athletically. Maybe you're looking to get to the next level with yoga, or get to the next level with some other exercise. I got really into Pilates, and it was just this constant practice to get better and better and better. And it was so rewarding to be in that mindset and really practice and invest the time, because I saw the results. When you practice, you will see the results of that energy ripple out through your whole life. Hang on. So now, what can you invest in terms of your talents? Is it time to practice something more? Is it time to do more of something big? If you want to level up, practice bringing your gifts and talents to life, even if they're passion projects, even if they're hobbies. And for your work, if you have work that you do, for your work, level up your skills, level up your offers, level up what you offer and how you deliver things in your job, in your business. Every level up communicates to the world, and it's so much more rewarding to share your very best and to keep moving that best higher and higher. For those of you who want to become a Feng Shui pro as a level up in your life in any way, professionally or personally, the school's open right now for registration, and you can find all the details below on YouTube and above on Facebook, because I get to stream on both of them now at the same time, which is so exciting. So it's a really life-changing immersion in life-changing design in this unique Feng Shui. But what I find most valuable about the school is that people can bring their gifts and talents and interests to their work. You're allowed to bring it all into your Feng Shui practice in this method. And it's so important to me that no matter what you do, no matter what job you have, no matter what you do, that you bring that stuff, you bring all the stuff of you that you are great at, that you are really lit up by, into your life, whether it's personally or professionally or both. Ideally, it's just unstoppably magnetic. And finally, in terms of investing in yourself and your happiness, a more of a wealth mindset can really go a long way in terms of building the abundance that characterizes the end of this year. So again, for the next 4 months until December 30th, just about 4 months till December 30th of 2023, the focus is on how can I level up the pleasure, the joy, and the abundance in my life. How can I do this? And part of that is having a mindset, an energy set, so to speak, your whole energy really tuned to more abundance. And this is where your home comes into play in a huge way. So upgrading your home to make it a sanctuary for yourself and to make it a sensory rich sanctuary is going to be huge for the end of the year. This doesn't mean you have to redecorate your whole home. This doesn't mean you have to tear down walls or repaint or redesign or do everything over. What this means is that you decide that every space in your home is going to be more of a delight for you. Every space in your home is going to be more welcoming to you. Every space in your home is going to be more delicious for you in so many ways. So do a tour of your house. Start at the front door, walk through, and just see what's going on in each room. Do you feel welcome? Do you feel at home? What could you shift or change? And easy things. So it could be moving art off the walls, changing the way that things are hung on the wall. It could be moving some plants to better windows where they get more light. Easy stuff. Notice. Then also ask yourself, are there things, if you do want to bring a few things in, are there things that can make this space more delightful? Textures that are more delightful, like a big soft blanket or pillows on the sofa that are new, that are fresh, that are soft. Maybe it's a rug that brings this great color or softness to a space that it really needs. Maybe it's new bedding that makes you feel it's so silky and soft and makes you feel so excited to get into bed and wake up every morning. All of these small shifts are going to make a big difference. Then you can think about more sensory stuff like aromatherapy, changing the temperature in your space, getting some fans if you have a lot of stagnant air, like if it gets heavy and stagnant, maybe a few fans sprinkled throughout your place can really light things up and keep the energy high and buzzing and really free flowing. Flowing energy equals abundance. And all of this sensory stuff, like your favorite candles, incense, all of your favorite aromatherapy, all of this stuff, what it really does, more than anything, what it really does is it allows you to be immersed in pleasure. You're immersed in a multi-sensory pleasure experience. You are being activated. You're being lit up. All of the energy centers in your body, including the ones that bring you abundance, that bring you more joy, that bring you more vitality and energy, are all being lit up. And your home, when we talk about influence, when we talk about creating a new mindset, when we talk about making changes in your limiting beliefs and all of these things, your home is the most important thing to change. I hope that resonates. Your home and your environments you spend all your time in are the most important things to change, because these are the things that are affecting you and influencing you all day long, while you sleep, when you wake up, all day long, every single day. You are receiving this influence subconsciously, consciously, all day long. It's affecting your mood. It's affecting the way you feel physically. It's affecting your creativity. It's affecting your mind and how it's functioning. It's affecting everything. This is why it's such a level up to learn to work with your environment. It's why I love sharing all this work with you. It's why I love teaching it. It's why I love when so many coaches and healers learn to do this method of Feng Shui, to work with Feng Shui in this multidimensional way on your home and your life, because all of a sudden when you can work with space in powerful ways, when you feel confident to shift space around you, it's like declaring to the universe, I create my life. I've created a new paradigm. This is how my life goes now. This is what I expect and will get. And you start to see life change in the most dramatic ways. When you make a lot of changes in your head or make a lot of changes in your habits and you're really working with willpower to get things done, that's amazing. But if your environment doesn't change, and let's just say your environment is cluttered, or it's dark, or there's a bunch of stuff in it that you don't like to see, or it's just klutzy and clumsy and there's not enough storage and all sorts of stuff, and you're working on your mindset and getting all this stuff done, it can be so much harder to make the changes you want to make. If your home is working with you to make those changes, if your whole environment is set up to help you, it becomes so much easier to make those changes. So That's why all of this sensory rich stuff, all the pleasure, all the joy, it's going to be a huge upgrade right now. The next big thing is big goals for the next 4 months, for the year ahead. Big goals create big results. I love, love, love watching this tarot reader, Chris Reck, on YouTube. I think it's Minnow Pond Tarot. I should have like made a little banner for it because I watch him all the time. I have to watch the new one now. And for whatever reason, his tarot readings are more like life advice readings. And I love them. And there's so many of them. And he's very sensible about all the things that he shares and very positive. And I find that when he says something that really hits with me, I'm like, yes. And he said recently, take the goals you have, multiply them by 1,000, and then start getting them done. And this is the stuff that will move life forward in such a big way. If your goals aren't big enough, I'm not saying that all of you have to aim to be a multi-billionaire. You may have no interest. I'm not saying that all of you have to aim to be like on the cover of a magazine. Like this is all, it's all relative. What's big for you is what matters. None of that stuff resonates with me at all. What's big for me is very different. My big personal goals, things that make me go, whoa, that would be crazy. That would be wild. Those are the things that you'll wake up and jump out of bed for. Those are the things that you will just go, yes, what do I need to do to get this done? I'm going to do this now. Those are the things to focus on. So take your goals for the rest of the year, make them at least twice as big, and see if that makes, and feel it. Like, I can have this, and see how that changes the energy that you have even toward creating them, how differently you think. What would it take? It might take new ideas. It might take new ways of moving. It might take starting that new business you've dreamed of. It might take leaping to the next level in your career or asking for a raise or whatever it is. What will it take? It might take joining a club or starting physical training at the gym or whatever it is to get this goal done. And chances are the bigger goal is going to move you more than the goal that you're kind of settling for. So don't settle. Wholehearted goals bring wholehearted results. I 1,000% stand by that. I recently had one of my goals just get cranked up to 1, 2, 3 times bigger than I thought it was going to be. And it became a necessity. It's not just like, I would like to do this year. I have to do it this year. And it's a 3 times bigger project than I thought. And before, I would have probably stretched it out until the middle of 2024. Now, I've got to get it done. It's like not, I don't have a choice. I have to get it done ASAP. And it's so different. The energy, the ideas, the things that have come up for me as to how I can arrange and organize and make this happen is just extraordinary. Big goals, wholehearted, make them happen. It's amazing. Now, finally, for this amazing retrograde for the next 4 months, welcome in more wealth. Use Feng Shui, use your magnetism, and welcome in more wealth. Once you know those big goals, those things that you are working toward, wealth includes your health. Wealth includes your happiness. Wealth includes your money. Wealth includes all the love in your life. Wealth is helping people, the greatest wealth, right? To be able to give. What are those big goals that you have that are going to stretch you from now to the end of the year? And how can you really allow more of this into your life? First thing, declutter. I'm going to say this in just about every video. You know by now, when you clear clutter, you open up to more abundance. I recently shared, I'm going to make a video on YouTube about it. I've shared it on the blog, a post I did that describes a challenge. There's a fitness challenge called 75 Hard. Some of you might have done it. And since this challenging period in my life back a few months ago began, I started doing a lot of practices to really gather up my energy, my magic. I kept saying, I need my magnetism back. I need to feel like myself again. And so I started doing a series of habits that are part of my work that I know work for other people. I was like, hey, why don't I really double down on doing this for myself? And so I created a daily sort of checklist for myself. And I call it 75 magnetic. I'm going to make a video on YouTube about it. I'm going to be sharing it in other places because it's been so helpful. I do it every single day. And it's been amazing for allowing a lot more of my energy to come back and also moving things forward in exciting ways. Many of you have started. Many of you have started doing the 75 magnetic and love it. And so I can't wait to put it on YouTube and get it in more places, but you can check it out on the blog now if you want to dive in. It's one of the recent posts. That is a big one. Another thing you can do is to vision board, see what you want, those big things, and look at it all the time. Get into it, get lost in the visions. This is not something new. I have to tell you, a lot of the practices that I'm the most emphatic about in these videos that I share all the time are things like visualization, making vision boards. And the reason why I say them over and over again is because just about everyone knows about them and to some degree, in some way, that if you visualize your goals, if you vision board, that things will happen. But everyone knows about it. But I want to know how many of you actually do it on a regular basis, like all the time. How many of you do it and live by it? Because the people I know who live by it, and when I live by it, it's like life is so extraordinary. And when I don't live by it, and when other people I know don't live by it, they start to get more wobbly. And so it's one thing to know stuff, it's another thing to do it. If you haven't done a visualization practice, if you haven't made a vision board and looked at it every day and felt into all the things that you're creating, like really feel them as though they're here, do it. It's amazing to think about it. It's amazing to know about it, but do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. So on that note, this is going to be such an amazing time. It's also my birthday week coming up. So I'm going to have a lot of Feng Shui stuff flying for you guys. There's some comments. I'm going to pull some up. When there's a lot of clutter, it can be overwhelming and you don't know where to begin. Start with things that you use every single day. I always tell people this. If you've got a lot of stuff laying around and you just don't know where to begin with the stuff that you use every day. So for instance, if you have the choice to clear out a giant closet that you don't open as often, or get into something else, like let's just say your shower, where you have 5 million shampoos that are almost all gone and they're just piling up everywhere and you can barely get in the shower. Clean the shower out first. That's going to make the biggest difference in your day. You're going to notice it. A lot of times people start with big things like clearing out the garage that they never open. It's great. There's nothing wrong with doing that. I'm not here to criticize anyone for doing anything like that. It's amazing. But if you really want to see the change, start with things you see every day: your purse, your wallet, your closet, that your clothes is like you open up every single day, the drawers you open every single day when you're getting dressed, the place where you keep toiletries, wherever, your shower, your pantry that you go into every day, your refrigerator. These are things that you will definitely come in contact with every single day. And so every time you open them, you'll get either or you'll be like, oh, look at what I did. I put this together. I made this beautiful. This is amazing. So great question and something to definitely keep in mind. This is such an incredible season ahead. Again, Feng Shui School is starting, and below you can find all the details on YouTube, above on Facebook, if you want to join us. And if you have things that I'm going to be doing so many more live streams, at least one a week now. If you have things that beyond all of the astrology, there's so much astrology happening right now. That's all very big. beyond all the astrology, if you have things that you want to see, videos you want me to make, more things for YouTube, reach out. I love it. I always get so much inspiration from all of you, and this channel is for you. All the stuff that I share is for you. So have a wonderful start to this epic, abundant retrograde, and let's bring in all the Jupiter magic. Mwah. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.